Hey everybody. I am waiting for my friend Adam Schaeuble to join in. Some weird lighting in this hotel room that I'm in right now. I feel like it's super dramatic. Let's see if Adam can come in. Oh, there he is. What's up, man? Go.
What's up?
Hey, thanks for joining me, dude.
I'm fired up, Brian. This is
Awesome.
it's always an honor to
You're
split a screen with you.
yeah, you're all back to back, so you just jumped off your own. So thank you
Oh yeah.
for going nonstop live.
Oh yeah. I heavily promoted our combination of amazing power. So it's must see TV.
I do feel like it's a little Captain Planet, like let our powers combine.
Yes. Yes.
Let people lose weight.
No, where are you at tonight? You're not at home, are you?
I don't know. I'm just outside LaGuardia. I'm at a hotel in New York City.
Nice.
Yeah, no, this is not my home. I don't know if that's good art or bad art above the bed. I don't have any art above the bed, good or bad.
I was
Yeah,
gonna be like, Brian, you have a grandma bed, man. It looks like something my grandmother would have above her bed. I think that's nice.
I think it's supposed to be New York City in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. And I was saying before you joined, like the lighting is weird. It's dark in here, so I feel like it's super dramatic.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all
yeah,
good.
so this is actually like it's a home decorating show now. That's what we're doing. It's nothing to do with weight loss.
Build it with Brian.
Yeah. Oh, there's so you get all the names, like all the
That's
podcast names.
yeah. It's a curse.
Adam, what are we doing here? We're talking about what you've got going on, and
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I was lucky to be a part of it.
yeah, man. We both talk to a lot of people. We interview a ton of people. We talk to a lot of people about health and fitness. And one of the things in the podcasting space, and especially in the health podcasting space, that I kind of identified as an area of concern is what I call fitness podcast overwhelm. All right. So
Oh,
people are listening to
FTO.
lots. Yeah. People are listening to all kinds of shows, and they'll listen to Brian's show, and then they will implement something that Brian suggests for a couple of days, and they listen to Tim Ferriss's show, and they'll go, oh, I need to implement that thing. And they'll listen to Adam's show, and they'll go, oh, that's another thing I need to implement. So there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of partial implementation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of premature implementation, some may say. And I just see this as an issue. And one of my superpowers is I am a hardcore strategist and an implementer. So I love to get a goal, put a strategy around it, and implement like crazy, but just focus on those bite-sized pieces. So I developed Million Pound Mission University with the person that suffers from podcast overwhelm in mind. So I'm bringing some of my favorite people that I've had the pleasure of interviewing, like yourself, Brian.
Yeah. Some of them
And
aren't even me.
correct. I
It's
mean,
crazy.
many aren't.
Yeah.
It's
Most of them aren't.
we are like, 5% or 7% Brian
Yeah.
it makes up the population of my
It's powerful.
professors. So I created, it's kind of an online summit meets an online academy, and I'm bringing all these experts in, but I'm asking them to teach on specific topics. So it's not like the podcast interview that we did, because, we
Yeah.
talk about your background story and all that. It's kind of a broad brush. This is like, let's dive in, let's do specific action steps, and let's leave our audience with specific homework. And that in itself is high value. But what I'm also doing is every month I'm setting up roundtable discussions where I'm going to dive in with the students and say, okay, where are you needing more attention? Where do we need to implement? What lessons are really resonating with you? And I'm going to make sure people are actually taking those things and their questions are answered, they're implemented. And then I of course am going to invite any of the professors like yourself can join in on those and
I was
be
going to
featured
ask,
and
but
talk. Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
cool.
So that's where normally an online summit, you take somebody like Danny Vega. Danny Vega has 50,000 Instagram followers. So
he's huge.
If you send Danny a message, it's going to take, he'll get back to you, but it's going to take a few weeks. Like, it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Danny is one of the professors. He does a lesson. You can comment directly on his lesson. He'll come in on the roundtables, and I'm keeping them small groups of like 20 people. We're talking 20 people. You can get some face-to-face time with experts like Danny and Brian and like Alexis Sherm and like all these people from the total spectrum of health and wellness, whether we're vegan, keto, exercise focused, yoga, mindset, the whole thing is covered, and we're just building this month after month after month. It's going to be an expanding library and a really, I think it's going to be an awesome resource. So that's kind of the overall idea. I'm sure it will evolve as we go and as we get experts like yourself to provide input and kind of provide just feedback on how the discussion goes. My real goal was to use my connections as a bridge from people that can be hard to connect with or hard to ask direct questions to specific lessons from them, and then getting them in direct connection with my audience so that they can learn and ask you questions, just like we're having this conversation right now. So you guys could be talking with Brian. If you want to learn, if you listen to his lesson on Do a Day and you have a couple little questions, you're like, this one little part I was confused about, or I'm not sure what the first step would be for me, you can ask him, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I qualify to tune in. I'm looking at some of the other people that you've got in there. Like, do I get to tune in too, or do I not get to be one of the 20? Because you get.
Oh no, you get full access.
So
anybody that's a professor gets.
I can audit the class.
Full reign,
nice.
Brother. It's one of the things that I'm sure you felt this too. The more speaking you do, the more podcasting you do, the more interviewing you do, the more Instagram living you do, the level of our conversations tend to keep leveling up and increasing in quality and value. So you get more podcasters and speakers on there. It's a high level conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's
Sean Mulroney. I'd love to hear his thought. Like, one of the most common things that I deal with people when they're talking about weight loss and struggling with that is this whole obesity mindset kind of premise. So I'd love to see his part of the university, but then to jump in. That's one example. I had the joy of being on Ashley James' show a while ago now, maybe like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Dude, I just really, Do a Day was 2 years old on Saturday, which is really
Congrats,
cool.
Man.
I was doing a talk based on Do a Day, and it hit me. I was like, oh, this is literally a 2-year anniversary of the book coming out.
Wow.
But I was on Ashley's
awesome.
show, and she knows some things. So
that's the other cool thing is that pretty much, I think everybody has a podcast. So right now I've got 18 lessons loaded up. And again, like, I've done 200 episodes. I know you've just done a ton of episodes. We are all picking the brains of some of the smartest people in health and wellness. So even though we're kind of running the interviews, when I interview somebody, like when I interviewed you, I gave some of my own thoughts in there in your lesson. So we're able to kind of pick out the choice parts and really make sure that our audience and the people inside of the university are picking up on the right things. That's super important as well, because again, to me, it all comes back to implementation. So the podcast is a lot about entertainment and spreading messages and just initiating some momentum. But Million Pound Mission University is about action, and it's about implementation. It's about shortening your learning curve and helping you ramp up. So it's just kind of, it's that next level, and it's video also. So you get to, you get to see us talk, and we have downloads, and you can comment underneath the video, and then the whole roundtable discussion that just levels everything up.
That's awesome. And are there dogs?
Oh yeah, there's the animals. Anytime you do a video, there's animals crawling around in the back. I think there was one where this I can't remember who it was, but somebody had like their cat tail in their face the entire time. And the dogs just make noise. But cats know what they're doing, Brian.
The cats want to be on scene.
They will get there and like the pause, and the tail just goes like this the entire video. You know, I'm like, oh my God, this cat knows exactly what it's doing.
Diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So look, I know I've got my custom link, and I've been sharing that out so people can see that on my other posts on the gram, but also anywhere on social media, because I'm sharing it like a madman.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, Brian.
Well, of course, like I'm doing it because I love what you've done here. Like, I don't share everything.
Yeah.
I share what I care about. I was almost going to say sharing is caring.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I probably have to pay someone some kind of royalty for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that Barney? I don't know who it is. But so other than like people can go to Million Pound Mission, and it's right in the middle of, I think like right at the top of the page. It's the one with blue. So there's like Transformation Reboots orange, Boot Camp's green. Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Some cheating, so I know what color to say. But click on registrations open. It's awesome stuff. Like, you know I love you. You know I think the world of you. But that's why, like, you've put you into creating this, and I know you've put so much thought into who's in there. Even the non-Brians in there, like, it's all value. So I appreciate that. People should absolutely be checking this out.
Yeah, I appreciate you, sharing your platform to help advertise this. And, anytime somebody comes in and adds value to anything I'm doing, whether it's a podcast interview or something like this online course, like, I see you as part of the Million Pound Mission. And when we cross that threshold, as you know, we're tracking every pound that gets donated, it gets tracked. And like, we're going to have some kind of big ass celebration, as we cross each part of, 100,000 pounds, 200, we get 250,000, 500,000, and just keep building. It's like, you're a part of that. And it's not going to happen without people like you getting involved and helping me get the word out, because it's me just blasting on it. I can go live on Instagram all damn day long, and I pretty much do.
Yeah.
And I'm not reaching enough people. So I need all of my podcast friends to get out there and to help me spread the word as much as possible. So that's why I appreciate what you do so much, and the value you provide with your speaking, your videos, your posts, your podcast, your book, your program. Like, I'm not going to have somebody come in to this level of my platform if I don't think you're going to provide serious value. And you're a true value provider. And what you teach, I know will help people. So it's a no-brainer for me to bring you in. So that's how we roll. That's how we roll.
I love it.
We're getting hearts. I like those hearts. Keep them coming. Keep those hearts coming.
I feel like, do you have a few more minutes?
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about, man. Let's go.
I feel like we have to get not controversial, but
yes,
we need to touch on something, because I've been watching the people who've joined and just flicking through it, and I've been waving at everyone, and there's two words that keep showing up in some of these names.
I noticed too.
Some of them have keto in their name, and some have vegan.
Yes.
And then like you can be both. I have a good friend who's we're trying to come up with a word. Is it Keton or Vigo? Or Keegan, or just keto vegan. But keto doesn't mean eating huge pieces of fat dripping steak all the time. And vegan doesn't mean, it definitely doesn't mean eating the steak either. But it also doesn't mean hating people who don't eat the same way you do.
Yep.
I think when people hear it, like, I try not to say vegan actually when I describe how I eat. Like, it's easier to just say vegan, but then there's this always like, they're looking at my head like, where are his dreadlocks? I don't see a hacky sack. Oh God, now he's gonna start preaching at me. Like, it's kind of hard to have dreadlocks when you're balding. I'm just like, it's beige back there. But more importantly, let's just, can we talk on this for a minute? Like,
yeah, I think it's
we're
important,
friends,
man.
and you're not vegan and I'm not keto, and somehow like the love is still there.
Right.
Let's touch on this for a minute. What's your view on it?
Well, man, I went hardcore on this last week because I just was feeling it. Because I started to see some of this like team stuff start to drip into Instagram feeds where, and it goes both directions 100%, where like, I've got some keto friends where some vegan people are kind of going on there and saying, you're killing people and all this stuff. And then they go on to the vegan feeds and, you're going to grow man boobs from all that estrogen that you're pumping into your system from all these vegetables and soy products and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, the way I view it is I'm not keto. Right now I'm using the ketogenic diet as a tool to help me pursue my current fitness and health goals. Yeah. But it's like, it's the same thing as like being mad at somebody because of their skin color or their religion or their hair color or their sex or their sexual preference. It's like, you can't just label somebody and be like, oh, you're killing people, you're following a ketogenic diet, and you're setting a bad example for your children. Or, it's like, that's the level some of this conversation is going to. And I'm like, this is like a diet or a nutrition plan to me is like a tool in the toolbox. Yeah. And when I try to build something different, or if my game plan shifts, I can grab whatever tool makes the most sense. So, and I'm not like letting Team Keto down if I go and do a vegan lifestyle for 6 months or a year. If that makes sense to me and that's what is going to be best serve me for my health and health goals, then I would 100% do that. And that's something that like I love to experience different styles of eating to learn as much as possible, see how it impacts my body so I can, I don't make camp with any one team. A lot of people come to me right now I've got clients that are vegan, clients that are Weight Watchers, clients that are, paleo, keto, intermittent fasting, all workout styles, CrossFit, bodybuilding, runners, body weight exercisers. Yeah. And I feel like people are arguing which one is better, and we're causing a lot of extra noise in a really noisy environment that's already noisy, very confusing. True. And then people are just getting more confused, and instead of arguing with each other, we need to take that energy and that clarity and say, okay, if you think keto is what you want to learn about, let me teach you about keto. If you think being vegan is what you want to learn about, let Brian teach you about being vegan. And then we can help the right people that are ready to hear that message instead of confusing everybody. So that's the point I'm trying to get across.
No, I love that. Ultimately, we're people. Like, we're not keto or vegan. Like, those are diets. That's not a type of human, right? So let's get that clear. And my wife put it really well after giving me a hard time when I was becoming vegan, because I think I've said this before. I kind of have a man crush on Rich Roll. Is reading his book, which she bought me. So joke's on her. That I was like, I'm going to be vegan. So like, I think that's the worst purchase she ever made in her mind. No, but like, very much I'm like, if Rich Roll jumped off a bridge, I'd be like, wait, he did which one? Where do I go?
At what velocity?
Yeah, and it's not because Rich does it. It's because like in reading his book and understanding more about it, that's where it hit me, is like, I'm making all these excuses. I've been looking at it for a while. I think it'd be beneficial for me. And it was like, man, do a day. Like, why are you making it this bigger thing? Like, you're never going to have this ever again, or you're, what happens in this situation? You're going to starve to death. Like, no, it's none of that stuff's happening. So just do it. And that, I think I shared this on your show. Like, that's when Do a Day got its name, because I said out loud, I'm like, I can do a day.
Yep.
Like, oh, catchy.
Something to it.
I was going to call it Sharing is Caring, and that was taken. So I'm like, no, let's call it Do a Day. But, it's like, that's not who I am, but it's something I do. And from her perspective, she's like, she's a functional medicine health coach, a certified functional medicine health coach, I should say it right. So she's like, every body has its stasis point and its need. And for some people that may include some things, and for other people not. Like, I'm lactose intolerant. So like, even if I wasn't vegan, I would still avoid dairy products, because that's not what my body wants. And I know that. Like, my dad's a stomach doctor, so like, unfortunately I learned that really up front. every 4-year-old should like sit in bed with their mother teaching them how to say gastroenterologist. Like it's a normal 4-year-old kind of word. Um, Robin Lynn, so true that one plan is for everyone. I've tried lots of plans that didn't work for me. We have to find what does work for your body. Yeah, 100%. Um, and no, I get what you're saying, Robin. You don't have to worry about the oops. Yeah. One plan is not for everyone. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to find what's right for us. And we may need to experiment. We may need to try. And here's the news I want to share is it doesn't make you a bad person. You're not ruining society. And for anyone who is saying that to you, a great lesson for them is how many people have you convinced by screaming at them about how terrible they are? Just curious. Like that's not generally a great approach for getting someone to like a new style. And
Yeah.
so like this weekend doing my do a day talk and talking about that guy in high school who introduced me to a new way of work, like a new relationship with exercise. And that's what gave me the tools to be able to use exercise and diet differently, productively. The difference for me was exercise up until like the age of 15 was fat kid, what's wrong with you? Get moving, you're too fat. And why are you so slow? Why are you so fat? Why are you so lazy? Do something. And like shaming me into running, guess what? Ain't gonna work. So he took this approach more from a caring standpoint. He's like, well, what do you enjoy? Have you tried this? Like, what if we, like, let's go try weights. Like, yeah, high school boy, I kind of like, yeah, all of a sudden, like, oh, I could get muscles. Yeah, let's do that. But, he let me introduce myself more accurately to different things to figure out what fit for me and what would be sustainable. Because ultimately, even if you find the right, quote unquote, right diet for you, I was doing air quotes, you can't really see them. I was too wide in them. It's just this. Even if you like, let's say you should be keto, whatever that means, and that's like the best thing for your body, what if you can't sustain it? What if you live in a place where like you don't have access to whatever that you need, or if you're vegan, like any number of reasons why it just may not be sustainable, well, then it's not going to work. Yeah. So we're not going to do that which is difficult or painful for us, even if someone tells us it's right for us. Yeah. So we got to figure out for ourselves. And just going back to the Million Pound Mission University, like it's about ultimately exposing the people watching it to so many different viewpoints and so many different pieces of guidance to unlock that inspiration in themselves, to unlock the inspiration in themselves, to figure it out for yourselves. Like, what do you need to do to move ahead? It's not about like only vegan, only keto, only cardio, only whatever.
Yeah.
Like throw all that, it's myths, like throw it all out the window.
Yep, the right tool for the right job, for the right transformation.
Totally.
And one of the aha moments I had in thinking about all this, I actually made a list of just all the common points that work for every diet/nutrition plan. So, and like across the board, I thought if people I think these are the things. This is why people can say any diet will work, because these common things are the things that always work. So there's no diet out there that says, let's really raise our sugar. It's always like, let's lower our sugar.
Yeah.
Vegan, keto, paleo, Weight Watchers, whatever, less sugar. We talk about eating whole foods.
Yeah. There's no
about
more processed food. Like, the more processed, the better.
Exactly. We talk about produce. We talk about, hydration. We talk about healthy fats. Those things. We talk about moving. We talk about lowering stress levels. We talk about sleep. If you do those things, you're going to be healthy. Whether you label into the vegan, the keto, the CrossFit, the yoga, whatever, those are the fundamental things that always work. And that's where the magic is. And then the little tiny, left turns that we make to maybe we just identify better as a paleo person or a CrossFit person or whatever, and that just is your jam, then go into that, and that's where you get the community support that we all need, and that fits. So it's just like we've been saying, we can't get stuck in the camp mentality. And I gotta say it, Brian, I have yet to see females diet bashing each other. This seems to be some sort of
totally have
a male ego thing. I haven't seen that. I'm not seeing
no, I've seen it.
My girl, Allison Melody from Food Heals, she's not on there going, Adam, you're such a keto bastard and you're killing babies. It's, anyway, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me.
I saw totally, maybe they're just not in Ohio. I've definitely seen it. Yeah, it's all silly. I mean, God, like when you called out CrossFit, that's another one that I feel like keto versus vegan kind of took over, but a few years ago it was like CrossFit, oh, you're crazy, you're gonna injure yourself. Like, no, you need to do like, okay. If you do any exercise with bad form and irresponsibly and overtrain, like it can happen with running too. Yeah, like it'll happen with anything. The key is to hyperextend and do it excessively. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Yes. Don't do that. But no, it's just like anytime we're trying to prove that we're right and someone else is wrong, then we're going down a bad path. It's more about what are you great at educating about, and just educate the hell out of people on that. What are you passionate about? Where are you a change maker and a difference maker? Then go out and be that. Don't waste any energy trying to prove that you are the ultimate person and no one else knows what they're talking about, because they are dumb and I am smart. So I think that's the direction that I hope that you and I can just drag the entire industry in. We're going to take it and power through and solve all the industry's problems. But I feel like there are a lot of people out there that are just thoroughly confused by all of it. And they're the ones that were really crushing in this situation because they need our help. And they may be that one person that tunes into this live cast, and hopefully we're getting the right message out there and it links up with them and they're able to get in front of the right information and initiate momentum. And that's the real thing. We may only get one shot to impact that person. So instead of fighting about stuff and being all wrapped up in our ego, let's focus on helping that person.
So you threw down the gauntlet, like, we're going to change this whole space. I say let's go further, because it's not just wellness. Like it's politics, it's everything. And it's not just in the US, unfortunately, it's like everywhere. So let's just change all of it. If we're gonna do it, let's just do the whole thing, man. We'll save the £1 million, and we'll get people to stop hating on each other and ripping at each other, whether it's politics or food choices or movement or whatever.
100%. It's needed now, like you said, and more people coming together instead of tearing apart. That's for sure. The lifestyle. And that's what I love about the podcast space too. We've talked about this before, because coming from owning a gym and the fitness industry, it's very competitive, it's very ego driven in the industry. It's a lot of I'm better than you and you suck and I'm the best, and nobody helps each other out. It's very cutthroat. But in podcasting, it's everybody kind of lifts each other up and we all learn from each other, we all help each other, and you come on my show, cool, man, I'll have you on my show, and let's expose each other to each other's audiences. We trade Instagram lives like this, and it gives me a lot of hope that and it's new to me as an entrepreneur too. I'm just addicted to the community, and I love doing podcast events and stuff because everybody's so willing to share their successes and how they got there and teach people. So, or like you connected me to Aaron Hawkins. Yeah. And you just made that connection, and he's helped me out with my LinkedIn. And we spent 90 minutes on Skype yesterday of him walking me through my LinkedIn account, where he could have charged me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
He doesn't even do that for me.
Yeah. And the dude is we're in the podcast community, and that's what we need more of across the board. People just being willing to help other people and just, if we're a teacher, then just be a teacher. Like Aaron's a teacher, and we talked about that he's a coach, he's a teacher. He's likes expressing that, and that's how you and I are too.
Well, so Aaron's actually the reason you and I are connected in a roundabout way. So Aaron's one of the most beautiful human beings I know. For people who are watching, check out aaronkeithhawkins.com. You can follow him, same thing, Aaron Keith Hawkins on Instagram. He's just an incredible guy. So he had me on his show somewhat early on, and he did a pre-call, and I was walking to the MARTA in Atlanta to get on the train to go to the airport. And it was supposed to be like a 15-minute call. My walk was like 25 minutes. So I'm like, fine, I'll get this banged out and I'll commute to the train. And we just jammed. Like, we couldn't stop talking. I ended up letting like 2 or 3 trains go. I told him I let one. But I mean, I had time. Like I'm anal about getting to the airport, so I had plenty of time. But like, I just kept letting him go. I'm like, I don't want to stop talking to him. And that was it. Like we're hooked. So we got really close. We started to help each other with other shows. Like I met Kim Sutton,
Yep.
introduced them, and then she put together this mastermind. Which again, like if it wasn't for me and him being connected, none of that would have happened. The mastermind is how we then got connected with Bruce Langford, who connected you and me.
Yep.
And you may not know this. You're now my closest friend in the world.
Yes.
You're like, yeah, actually you are. Yeah, we've never met, but just
Not in person.
Yeah, just like this.
Yes.
No, but it also, like you're saying, like that's all about support. Like we could be like, oh, we're competitors.
Yeah.
I'm not helping you out, like, because everyone you talk to, someone I'm not going to talk to. No, it's like everyone you talk to is going to be better, and that's my goal too. So I'm all for it. But yeah, you don't get that in business as much. You don't get that in a lot of aspects of life. This is a weird little space we got. This is the way it should be for the most part. There's some folks who don't get it, but those who do seem to be thriving, and I love being a part of that.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fun place to be, and it makes you feel good about what you do. And we're helping a lot of people, and we're helping each other help a lot of people, which is even better.
Yeah, and we're getting lots of hearts. I love this.
Yes.
And even though you told me how to record this and get it all ready, and I practiced before, I just noticed now, like I never actually did the screen recording. So this is all we're gonna have. I want to keep this one, but hey, what can you do? Even more hearts. Like we could have the evidence of it.
What you could do is this replay will be live for 24 hours. You could screen record that, but it's never the replay. It always seems like you get some kung fu movie action going where my lips are going one thing and then the noise is like going.
Maybe that's better.
Yeah. So, maybe we'll get more hearts for that. You never know.
Love it. Awesome. Adam, you are amazing. I'm so thankful to keep being able to bother you and get time with you. It's been really cool. And people need to go to millionpoundmission.com and click on that blue one in the middle for Million Pound Mission University, where you can learn from myself, the esteemed professor, PhD, previously heavy dudes in the house.
Yes. Yeah. No. Brian, again, I appreciate you helping me promote the event. And if you guys follow Brian, if you don't, make sure you click on his logo right there. And he's been promoting his link. And if you come from Brian's audience, make sure you use his link, because that's part of the important part of the deal. That's part of his compensation as being a professor. So use that for sure. And Robin Lynn is enjoying this. Robin's one of my reboot clients from down in Florida, and
cool.
She's super awesome. So.
I feel like she's watched us before. And
probably.
She was equally awesome then too. So
yes.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, she's a great lady. So, but again, I appreciate you, Brian. If there's anything I can do for you, I just like connecting with you. I feel like we produce good content when we unite our front and put messages out there. So I got your back, my friend, and anything you need, I'm there for you. All right.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for the time, and thank you to everyone. Robin's like a powerhouse. I think she stuck through pretty much the whole thing.
Yep.
Just love to everybody for watching this, and go to millionpoundmission.com right now, or just go to my profile, check out, you'll see the promo image. It's got my link in there. I should do a better job of promoting myself, but I just want to help you out. I don't really care.
I'll promote you for you, Brian. Don't worry.
Awesome. All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Everybody. Thanks, guys. Be vegan, don't be keto. It's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Good night. Good night. Take care, guys.